Now, if you've been mewing for a long time, you've heard about mewing, and you haven't seen any results, this is just a sign that mewing does not work. Mewing itself, how it was taught to you, will not actually change your bones. But the one silver lining is that the mechanism of using your tongue on pressuring the palate is what will actually change your bones. That's actually true. The thing is, mewing, suction mewing, soft mewing, just posturing your tongue on your palate will not change anything if you're not a child. Okay, so if you're not a growing child, then you actually have to put in more force. The only reason mewing works in the first place for children is that it exerts enough force for children's bones to move and adapt. But if you're not a growing child, you will need even more force than just suction or posture. You'll need force, you'll need effort, and you'll need your tongue to actually push to the roof of your mouth. This is called hard mewing. Whenever instead of just suctioning the tongue or just posturing it up there, you're actually actively pushing. This is what hard mewing is, and it is what will actually change your face. So if you don't know who I am, I'm just a guy documenting my facial transformation journey with updates like this. And I use hard mewing. It's the best method, and I have the goal to have one of the most attractive faces on the earth, to become one of the best essentially. And I'm just gonna document it right here. And it's because of how hard mewing actually affects the face. See, when you're marketed mewing, it's like this amazing health benefit, looks benefit that will transform your face in due time. But it's been 3 years since hard mewing has exploded in popularity, and people who have done it haven't seen any results usually. And it's because even if you're like doing it properly, you're engaging the back third of the tongue, you're not exerting enough force to actually move and adapt and reform, reshape your bones because you're not a growing child anymore. You need consistent effort to push with your tongue on your palate. And this is what I was missing most of the time. See, I already changed my face from my profile picture to now. The structure is way different, but it would have been even like worlds apart way better if I just hard mewed all the time. Because the first year I did mewing, I thought hard mewing was the way to do it. I thought you should push the tongue, but then I learned that no, you should just suction it or just keep it there, posture it there softly, and that'll work better. But it did not do anything. The best results, the times I've seen results when I was actually actively pushing with the tongue. So if you actually want to change your face, actively push with the tongue. And here comes the argument that oh, nobody can push with the tongue. Nobody can push as nobody can physically push all day with the tongue. Um, yes, you actually can as long as you do it properly. The best ways I've found is in terms of energy, like because pushing with your tongue is just energy intensive. It'll drain your mental and physical energy, but the way I've found to supersede this energy limits is through either oscillation, so that's one way to do it, or pacing. So if you do oscillations, it's like you push really, really, really hard, then you rest for like a few minutes, and push really, really hard again for a few minutes, then rest for a few minutes. By rest, I don't mean dropping your tongue. I just mean it like suction mewing or keeping it there, pushing just a little bit. instead of just going all out. That's oscillation. So you're oscillating between extreme effort and force to like less effort and force. So it's a rest period and just oscillating between that the whole day. Or either through pacing yourself, like you keep a steady pace of like you continually push, but you don't push to the point where it's so hard that you're getting overwhelmed, and you don't push so weakly or like so in such a low level that your mind disengages that you just forget to do it. So you push enough for your mind to be engaged. That's like an active activity you're doing, actively pushing with the tongue, but don't push too hard that your tongue starts burning or you're starting to get feel stressed and overwhelmed because you're pushing too hard, like too much effort. Like you keep it in this like um balanced, like this Goldilocks zone. Like there's this zone called the Goldilocks zone where it's the place where you experience the most motivation. It's when you're in the middle of extreme underwhelm and extreme overwhelm. Like the middle of this is like the Goldilocks zone, and that's where you're like you hit that skill and challenge balance where you're most motivated. And it's also known as the flow channel, where you're like it's the space between anxiety where it's too hard and um, boredom where it's too easy. So it's just right. So you keep that pace throughout the whole day, and you could push the whole day, except when you're not eating, except when you're eating or talking, of course. But with that, those two methods, those are the ways you could actually push all day. And I may be talking like, oh, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Um, I'm documenting the journey, so you could see in the past how I look. You could compare it to right now. You see changes if you see none, but tune in. I'm just saying, tune in. This will be the best documentation on YouTube of like facial transformation. See, I'm not a teen. I'm 23 years old. I'm grown adult. May not look like it, but this will be unprecedented how this journey would play out. Like I'm telling you, my face will change right before your eyes. I'm not trying to look cute. I'm just filming myself in front of a camera. This I'm not trying to de-bloat every time I face the camera. I'm not trying to do this, do that, like pose this and that. It's just me. Like how you'd see me in real life is like this, because this format of like looking in front of a camera and just talking, it's probably one of the worst formats in terms of like frauding. I cannot fraud anything. I cannot suck my cheeks in. I cannot jut my jaw out. Like I cannot fraud anything. And this is the best way I've found to actually like be as real as possible and look as close to how I look in real life as possible. And you'll just see throughout the months, throughout the years, how my face would change. So if you want to do that, subscribe. And if you resonated with this and you want to go deeper and further on how to actually hard me, you want to do a transformation as well for yourself, then just check out the link in my description below, link in the pinned comments. It's for you if you haven't seen any results from mewing and you want to start seeing results. So that's the video. Goodbye.